What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel, where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as smash the like button. So in today's video, we have another credit union review. Before we dive into the review, I wanted to remind everyone watching this video that this is for informational purposes only. This is not financial advice. We're not recommending, endorsing, or telling you to run and go apply. This is just for informational purposes. So if you already have your credit or financial strategy, just stick to that. If you're in the garden and you're refraining from opening up new accounts, I would say just stick to that. We're going to be reviewing a lot of different credit products, so there's no need to rush into it. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Signal Financial Credit Union. Now, I did a review on Signal Financial very early on in the Credit Plug channel. Some of the OG subscribers might remember this, but Signal Financial, and this is not to be confused with Signature Financial, which is a completely different credit union, or Signature Federal Credit Union, rather. These are two separate credit unions, but Signal Financial is based out of the Maryland, DC area, and actually a relatively small credit union. I actually discovered them just out and about driving, happened to pass them. They are based out of Kensington, Maryland, which is in Montgomery County, not too far from where I am. And recently they've expanded. So they've opened up a number of branches. Now, I've been a member with Signal Financial for close to 4 years. Now, when I joined Signal Financial Credit Union, they had what's called bundles. So bundles are basically just a package of different financial products, including credit cards, lines of credit, loans, checking accounts, savings accounts, money market accounts. And essentially they bundled these products together. And one of the unique things back then is that there was absolutely no hard credit check in order to get one of these bundles. Now, they did use check systems, but they weren't pulling the major credit reporting agencies. So I was actually able to get this credit card that I'm holding right here with absolutely no hard credit check. Now, they've since done away with actually offering credit cards and loans packaged into these bundles, but you can still get money market, checking accounts, as well as savings accounts. Now, one of the things that they've recently done was an expansion in terms of the field of membership. So originally you had to be connected to the DMV area in order to join Signal Financial, but they've since opened up a nonprofit organization. And through this nonprofit organization, you can actually gain membership to Signal Financial. So that's why I wanted to do this review, just to kind of give a recap of Signal Financial for those who may have never heard of it, or, you may not have been eligible previously. So just to kind of give you a recap before we go into all the different credit products. So Signal Financial is, like I said, a relatively small credit union. They're based out of Kensington, Maryland. They're the 18th largest credit union in the state of Maryland, with about $442 million in assets. Now, let's go over the eligibility criteria. Now, there's a couple ways that you can join. Now, in terms of the information that you're going to have to provide, you will need a government issued ID, driver's license, state ID, or passport with your current address. You will need a physical mailing address, your social security number, as well as your date of birth. Now, there's a couple different ways of becoming eligible. As I mentioned, if you're already in the DMV area, if you live, work, worship, or attend school, if you have a family member who is already a Signal Financial Credit Union member, or if you live in the same household, they do have employer associations. If you're a resident of Leisure World, and this is just like a retirement community. And then if you're not eligible for any of these other, as you can see right here, if you need another way to join, you could become a member through the Signal Financial Charitable Foundation. So just to give you an idea of the Signal Financial Charitable Foundation, this is actually a fairly new organization that they founded. They offer different workshops and lectures on financial literacy. So these are in-person courses that you can take, just giving you foundational information like understanding credit, managing a budget, business banking for small businesses, building and rebuilding credit. So this is something that, you may want to check out. I may even volunteer to, provide information through their foundation. But this is the way that you can get into Signal Financial. Let's say if you live out of state and you're interested in joining, you can join through the Signal Financial Charitable Foundation. Now, Signal Financial offers a variety of different financial products. Now, I was talking about the Signal bundles. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. Now, the advantage back in the day was that they actually included credit cards as part of the bundle. Now they've taken it out. So you're really only going to get a checking or a savings account. And they have different tiers depending on, what you want to do. So they have money market and savings accounts. Now, if you're not interested in that, you don't necessarily have to get that. Now, first, I wanted to go over their different credit cards. So Signal Financial offers 3 different credit cards. They have the Signature card. Now, this is going to earn 3% cash back on travel, 2% back on gas, groceries, and restaurants, and 1% cash back on everything else. There's no foreign transaction fee, no annual fee, and you also get a $100 cash back reward bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days of opening the account. The next credit card that they offer is the Platinum card. So this offers 3 points for every dollar that you spend on travel, 2 points on gas, groceries, restaurants, and 1 point on all others. You can redeem the points for gift cards, merchandise, or even charitable giving. The Platinum card has no annual fee, and you get a 10,000 point bonus after making at least $1,000 in purchases in the first 90 days of opening your account. So essentially, the Platinum card and the Signature card are almost the same. So the Signature card is going to give you straight cash back, whereas the Platinum card is going to give you rewards points. So you can redeem that for gift cards and other things, whereas with the Signature card is just going to give you straight cash back. They also have what's called the Direct card. So this is the credit card that I showed you guys earlier, the one that I actually have. This credit card initially was the credit card that was part of the Signal bundles. Again, they've since stopped offering this in the bundle, but this is going to be for those who are building credit or rebuilding credit. So it comes with the low limit as low as $500. It does come with a $25 annual fee, which is waived for the first year. So there's no annual fee for the first year. And you'll also get it waived if you conduct at least $1,000 in transactions over a 12-month period. So this is possible to have no annual fee as long as you're spending at least $1,000 within that year. Now, in terms of the APR, the Direct Visa has a variable APR of 8.75% up to 18%. The Platinum Visa has an APR of 9.75% to 18%. And then the Signature has 10.75% to 18%. Now, all 3 of the Signal Financial credit cards have 0% intro APR for 12 months on purchases and balance transfers. Now, the Direct Visa, now this is, again, their entry-level card, goes as low as $500 up to a maximum of $40,000. The Platinum Visa has a minimum of $500 up to $40,000. And then the Signature has a minimum of $5,000 up to $40,000. So if you want a relatively higher limit, I would recommend applying for the Signature card because the lowest limit that you can get is going to be $5,000. None of their credit cards have a annual fee except for the Direct Visa. As long as you're making $1,000 in purchases within a year, you can get that annual fee waived. The Direct Visa as well as the Platinum Visa do have foreign transaction fees of 1%. The Signature Visa does not have foreign transaction fee. And then in terms of the balance transfer rate, again, they all have a 0% for 12 months. There's no balance transfer fee for the first 12 months of opening the card for any of their credit cards. So if you're transferring any balances within that intro period, it's basically no fees at all because there's no balance transfer fee and there's 0% APR on balance transfer. So it will cost you absolutely nothing to transfer your balance. Usually credit cards, if they have a 0% intro APR on balance transfers, they might have a balance transfer fee of 3 or 4%. But in this case, with all the Signal Financial credit cards, there's no balance transfer fee. So if you do have a higher interest credit card, you could transfer that at no cost. I think overall their credit cards are pretty decent. Next up, let's go over some of the personal loans. So they have a traditional Signature loan. So this is going to just be a term loan that you can use use for a variety of reasons, whether that's debt consolidation, home improvement. So they have terms that go out as far as 66 months and APRs as low as 7.99%. Now, the longer the term, the higher the APR. So if you want up to 36 months, then you can get the low 7.99% APR. But if you want a longer term, as you can see, as the term goes out, the APRs go up. They also offer a line of credit with a minimum amount of $500 and an APR that's fixed at 13.2%. Now, this is a personal line of credit. You could use it for an overdraft line of credit, or you could actually take in cash advances from the line of credit. So it offers both flexibility. Some financial institutions might separate the overdraft line of credit with the personal line of credit. With Signal Financial, they just basically bundled it together. They also offer shared secured loans as well as certificate secured loans up to 60 months with rates as low as 3.75%. Another product that I wanted to highlight is the Fresh Start loan. So this is going to be a credit builder type of loan, but it's not a credit builder loan. You actually do get loan proceeds. Now, this starts out with an initial $1,000 loan. Now, this is going to be for customers who have a credit score below a 580. So the minimum credit score to apply for their signature loan or their line of credit is going to be a 580. If your credit score is below a 580, you're not going to qualify for the signature loan or the line of credit, but you can apply for the Fresh Start loan. So the Fresh Start loan is going to be for those with subprime credit. So if you have a credit score that's below 580, then you can apply for the Fresh Start loan up to $1,000. After you successfully pay it off with on-time payments, then they'll offer you an additional Fresh Start loan and they'll increase the increments by $500. So this is going to be a way for you to be able to get a loan, even if you have a very low credit score. Now, Signal Financial also offers commercial lending. So business loans, business credit cards, business lines of credit, up to $250,000 business loans. So this includes commercial real estate lending, equipment financing, even a business credit card. Now, one thing about the business credit products, your business does have to be registered in the state of Maryland. But again, as I've mentioned in other videos, one of the workarounds from that is doing what's called a foreign entity registration. And this is the beautiful thing about credit unions. Even though it might seem like there's a hurdle for you to get a business credit product, all you really got to do is a foreign entity registration. That'll make you eligible in just about any state. Now, there are some registration fees. And again, this is not financial advice, but I'm just letting you know a workaround if you feel like it's a barrier for you to get into some of these business credit products. Unfortunately, certain credit unions will be restrictive on the business credit products, but on the personal side, anyone can join. Again, they have equipment loans, business credit card, working capital. The business credit card goes up to $50,000. So this is another good product for you to check out. So let's recap some of the data points about Signal Financial Credit Union. Now, they recently opened up their field of membership, so anyone can join. There's no geographic restriction. So if you're outside the DMV area, you can join through their nonprofit organization. So this is something that they didn't offer in the past. So if you were looking to join previously and couldn't because you have no ties to the area, you can now join through their nonprofit. So this is going to be open to anyone nationwide. In terms of who they're pulling, so Signal Financial exclusively pulls Equifax. And from what I recall, they're going to be using your Equifax mortgage score. So the FICO 5, as a lot of you may be familiar with, that's the credit score that they're going to be using in order to qualify you for different credit products. Another thing about Signal Financial is that you can do what's called double dipping, but one little caveat to that is that you do have to do it at the same time. So if you apply for multiple products at the same time, then it's just going to be one hard pull. But if you're doing it on multiple days, then it may be double the hard pull. So if you do plan on applying for multiple products, I would just do it within the same time window and probably do it with one of their representatives. Now, again, this is not financial advice. This is just for informational purposes only. Now, I'm not going to say Signal Financial is one of the best credit unions out there. They are a relatively small credit union, but recently they have been expanding. And as you see, they expanded their field of membership to include more members. And I would say the highlight is going to be the introductory APR on purchases, balance transfers for all of their credit cards. There's no balance transfer fee in 0% APR on anything that you transfer. So if you do have some higher interest credit cards, you may consider. The credit cards do go up to $40,000. So that's one thing to keep in mind. They have a fresh start loan. The fresh start loan is for those who have credit scores below a 580. So it's going to be relatively easy to get approved for the fresh start loan. If you want a signature loan or a personal line of credit, you're going to need at least a 580 or higher on Equifax. If it's lower than 580, you can still get the fresh start loan. And you may even be able to qualify for the direct Visa, which is going to be their entry-level credit card. Anyways, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Let me know your comments and questions in the comment section down below. And until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.